IELTS listening practice with the movie called The Mummy. In this lesson, we will practice IELTS listening in a fun and interesting way. Instead of listening to a usual lecture or conversation, we will listen to a scene-by-scene summary of a popular movie called The Mummy. The Mummy is an action-adventure movie about a group of people who accidentally bring an ancient Egyptian mummy back to life. The mummy brings danger and curses, and the group must stop him before he destroys the world. It's a story of mystery, magic, love, and survival. This activity is designed to help you and improve your listening skills. Answer IELTS-style questions and learn new vocabulary and context. The movie summary is told in easy English, so learners at A1 and A2 level can enjoy it. After each scene, there will be IELTS listening questions, just like in the real test. This is a great way to prepare for the exam, while enjoying a story full of action and mystery. Let's get started and make IELTS listening practice more enjoyable. Scene 1, 3,000 years ago in Egypt. The movie starts in ancient Egypt. A man named Imhotep loves the pharaoh's girlfriend, Anaxunamun. They kiss in secret. One day, they kill the pharaoh. The pharaoh's guards catch them. Anaxunamun kills herself so Imhotep can bring her back to life. Imhotep tries, but he is stopped. He is given a terrible punishment. He is buried alive with scarab beetles. If he comes back, he will bring death to the world.
IELTS Listening Test, Section 1, Form Completion, based on Scene 1 of The Mummy. You will hear a narrator talking about an ancient time in Egypt. Write no more than 2 words and/or a number for each answer. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5. In this part, you will hear a short talk about an ancient story from Egypt. You need to complete the form while listening. This story happened a long time ago, about 3,000 years ago, in a place called Egypt. Egypt was a beautiful land with deserts, pyramids, and big rivers. Many people lived there and they believed in magic and many gods. There was a very powerful king in Egypt. His name was Pharaoh Seti. That is spelled S-E-T-I. He was the ruler of the land. He lived in a large and beautiful palace made of stone, gold, and fine cloth. His palace was in a famous city called Thebes. Thebes was full of history, temples, and important people. The pharaoh had a girlfriend. Her name was Anaxunamun. She wore golden clothes and had special paint on her skin. People in the palace were not allowed to touch her or even talk to her. That was the rule. Her only job was to belong to the pharaoh. She was like a treasure that only the pharaoh could have. But Anaxunamun had a secret. She had fallen in love with another man. His name was Imhotep. Imhotep was not just any man. He was the pharaoh's most important priest. He was also very smart and powerful. He knew magic and had special duties in the palace. Anaxunamun and Imhotep kept their love hidden because they knew it was dangerous. One day something terrible happened. The pharaoh saw them together. He found out about their secret love. He became very angry. He shouted and tried to stop them, but it was too late. Anaxunamun and Imhotep were scared. They knew what would happen if they got caught. So they made a terrible plan. Together, they decided to kill the pharaoh. They thought this was the only way to be free and stay together. They took a weapon and attacked him. They killed him inside the palace. After they killed Pharaoh Seti, they knew the guards would come. The guards ran into the room quickly. They saw the pharaoh was dead. Imhotep ran away as fast as he could. He escaped from the palace, but Anksunamun could not run. She was trapped. She knew the guards would catch her and hurt her. So she made a final choice. She took a knife and stabbed herself. She did not want the guards to take her. She believed in Imhotep. She believed he would find her again. She died, but she had hope. She knew Imhotep had magic. She trusted that he could bring her back to life again. That was the power of their love, and the beginning of a dark and dangerous story.
Scene 2. Rick in the desert. Now the story moves to 1923. A soldier named Rick O'Connell is fighting near an old city called Hamunaptra. Many people say this city is full of gold and secrets. Rick sees something scary in the sand and runs away. 3 years later, he is in jail. A woman named Evelyn and her brother Jonathan come to see him. Evelyn is a smart librarian. She wants to find Hamunaptra. Jonathan says Rick knows how to find it. Rick agrees to help them if they get him out of jail.
Form completion, based on Scene 2 of The Mummy, 1999. Write no more than 3 words and/or a number for each answer. Listen carefully and answer questions. This story is from a long time ago. It is about a lost city in Egypt. The name of the city was Hamunaptra, that is Hamunaptra. Many people believed that gold and treasure were hidden there, but nobody could find it for many years. One man named Rick O'Connell had seen the city before. He was a soldier. He went there during a war. He saw many strange things and old buildings in the desert. Later, Rick was caught by some local people and sent to prison in Cairo. In prison, Rick met a woman named Evelyn who worked in a museum. That is Evelyn. She loved to read books and study old things. Evelyn wanted to find Hamunaptra. She thought there were many important things there. She asked Rick to help her find the city. Rick said he would help her, but only if she got him out of prison. Evelyn went to the prison guard and asked him to let Rick go. At first, the guard said no, but Evelyn made a deal with him. She said that if Rick helped them find the city, they would share the treasure. The guard finally agreed. Evelyn also had a brother named Jonathan. Jonathan was funny and liked to joke. One day, Jonathan found a special item. It was an old key. Evelyn thought the key could open something important in Hamunaptra. She was very excited. The group, Rick, Evelyn, and Jonathan, left for the desert. They traveled on camels. The sun was very hot and the sand was everywhere. It was a long and hard journey. After many days, they saw something far away. It was the lost city. They were very happy. They walked closer and saw big old statues and buildings. Everything was covered in sand. They went inside the city and found stairs going down. They followed the stairs into a dark room. It was very quiet. Inside the room, they found many treasures, gold, statues, and strange objects. But they did not know that the place was also dangerous. Something evil was sleeping there. The story is just beginning.
Scene 3. The journey to Hamunaptra, Rick, Evelyn, and Jonathan go with a group of Americans and some workers. They ride camels and travel through the hot desert. They sleep under the stars. At night, strange things happen. Rick saves them from danger. They find the city in the sand. It rises up like magic. Everyone is excited. But they don't know that something bad will happen there. Scene 4, the book in the box, inside the city. The group split up to look for treasure. Rick and Evelyn accidentally find a mummy inside of a coffin, and she steals a black book from the other team. But the book is locked. The Americans find a big box with a curse on it. They open it anyway and find a jar and the Book of the Dead. Later, Evelyn reads from the book. It wakes up Imhotep from his grave. Sand blows everywhere. The curse has started. Now they are in very serious danger.
IELTS Listening Test, Section 2. You will hear a story based on scenes 3 and 4 of the movie. You need to match each character with the correct information. There are 6 questions. Listen carefully and write the correct letter, A to F, next to each number. You will have some time to look at questions 13 to 18 now. You will hear the recording once only. Now, listen to the story and answer the questions. A long time ago, a city called Hamunaptra was built in the desert. It was the city of the dead. People say there was gold and treasures hidden there. Rick O'Connell, a brave man, was there before during a war. He saw something scary and ran away. Now he is in prison. Evelyn Carnahan works in a museum. She is smart and loves old things. Her brother, Jonathan, gives her a key and a map. He says he found it in a dig. Evelyn thinks it shows where Hamunaptra is. They go to the prison and talk to Rick. Evelyn wants to find the city, and Rick says he can take them there, but Rick is going to be hanged. Evelyn makes a deal with the prison boss to save Rick. Rick says yes, and they leave together. On the boat, Rick meets other treasure hunters. One group is from America. They all want to find gold. Rick tells Evelyn to stay close and be careful. He knows the desert is dangerous. At night, someone tries to kill Rick. The man is from a secret group that wants to stop people from going to Hamunaptra. But Rick fights back. In the morning, they all ride into the desert. It is hot and dry. They race to find the city first. Soon they see the city under the sand. Hamunaptra is real. Everyone is surprised. Benny, a man who once worked with Rick, is there too. He is tricky and wants the treasure for himself. He joins the Americans. Rick, Evelyn, and Jonathan go inside the tomb. They use the key to open a secret door. Inside, they find the Book of the Dead. It is black and full of magic. Evelyn wants to read it. Jonathan finds some jars with gold writing. He is happy and wants to take them. Rick says to be careful. One American takes a big chest. It has the curse on it, but he does not believe in magic. That night, Evelyn reads from the book. The ground shakes. The air feels cold. They have woken up something. Imhotep is now waking up. Everyone feels scared. He will come soon.
Scene 5. Imhotep wakes up. Imhotep is now alive again, but he does not look like a normal man. His skin is dry, his face is broken, and he looks like a walking dead body. He is very scary. When he first comes back, he is not strong. He needs to become stronger. So he goes after the people who opened the cursed box. These people touched the black book and broke the seal that kept Imhotep locked away. Now he wants to take something from each of them. One by one he finds them. He takes their eyes, their tongue, and even their life. They all die slowly. Rick wants to protect Evelyn and her brother Jonathan. He knows that Imhotep is very dangerous. Rick has seen him kill, and he knows more people will die if they don't stop him. But Imhotep does not want to hurt Evelyn. He looks at her and sees the soul of his old love, Anck-su-namun. 3,000 years ago, she died, and Imhotep has wanted her back ever since. Now he thinks Evelyn can help bring her back. He plans to kill Evelyn and use her body in a dark ritual to bring Anck-su-namun back to life again. Evelyn is afraid but also brave. She wants to find a way to stop Imhotep. She studies the ancient books and tries to understand how he came back. Rick wants to use weapons, but this fight is more than just guns and swords. It's about old magic. The group stays close together. They know the mummy will not stop until he gets what he wants. The city is no longer safe. They must think fast or Evelyn will die, and the world could fall into darkness again. The danger is real. The mummy is awake, and now he is hunting them.
Scene 6, Escaping the City. After Imhotep wakes up and starts killing people, Rick, Evelyn, and Jonathan know they are not safe anymore. They quickly leave the city of Hamunaptra and go back to Cairo. They hope they can find help there, but the mummy follows them. Imhotep is not just a man, he now has magic powers. He can control the sand. He moves it like waves in the sea. He makes huge sandstorms. He also brings the old plagues of Egypt. Bugs fill the streets. Big beetles crawl everywhere. People start to get sick. The river turns red like blood. Cairo becomes a city of fear. Rick wants to fight the mummy, but they cannot shoot magic. Guns will not help much. Evelyn thinks the answer is in the black book they found, the Book of the Dead. She believes the book holds the secret to stop Imhotep, but the book is lost again. Then they meet Ardeth Bey, a warrior from the desert. He knows the old stories. He warns them that Imhotep will bring the whole world to ruin if they do not stop him soon. Together they form a team. They decide they must go back to the city of the dead to find a way to end this evil. Before they leave, Imhotep sends more plagues. People in Cairo begin to follow him. Their eyes turn black. They walk like zombies and do whatever Imhotep says. The group must escape the city again. Time is running out. Evelyn is in more danger than ever. Imhotep wants her, and he is coming.
You will hear a part of a lecture about ancient Egypt. This is section 3 of the IELTS listening test. You will answer questions 19 to 26. First, you will answer 4 multiple choice questions. Questions 19 to 22. Then you will complete 4 sentences with short answers. Questions 23 to 26. Please listen carefully and write your answers clearly. You will hear the recording only once. First, you have some time to look at question 19 to 22. Now listen to the lecture about ancient Egypt and answer questions 19 to 26. Ancient Egypt is one of the oldest and most famous civilizations in the world. It began more than 5,000 years ago, along the river Nile. The Nile was very important because it gave water to the people and made the land good for farming. Every year it flooded and left rich soil behind. This helped farmers grow crops and feed the people. The Egyptians built many things, but they are best known for their pyramids. The most famous pyramid is the Great Pyramid of Giza. It was built for the pharaoh Khufu, and it took thousands of workers about 20 years to complete. It is one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The people of Egypt believed in many gods and goddesses. They thought the gods controlled everything, like the sun, the river, and even life and death, and made all the big decisions. One of the most important gods was Ra, the sun god. They believed the pharaoh was the son of Ra and should be treated like a god too. Pharaohs were the kings of Egypt. They had the most power. They wore special crowns and lived in great palaces. When a pharaoh died, people believed he would go to the afterlife, a happy place after death. So they built tombs filled with food, gold, and important things. Some tombs were hidden to protect them from thieves. The Egyptians also wrote using a special picture language called hieroglyphics. They wrote on a plant paper called papyrus. This writing helped them record history, laws, and stories. They also used it to keep records of food, money, and trade. Ancient Egyptian doctors were also very clever. They learned about the human body through mummification, the process of preparing a body for burial. They used bandages, oils, and salt to keep the body safe for many years. One of the most famous pharaohs was Tutankhamun. He became king at just 9 years old and died when he was about 18. His tomb was found in 1922 by an English archaeologist named Howard Carter. The tomb had gold, jewels, and many beautiful things. It is one of the best discoveries in the world. Egypt today still has many temples, pyramids, and museums. Tourists from around the world come to learn about this amazing civilization. The city of Luxor has some of the best temples and statues that still stand today. The history of Egypt teaches us about science, religion, and life from long ago. It helps us understand how people lived and how they shaped the world we know now.
Scene 7. Imhotep grows stronger. While Rick and the others run from Cairo, Imhotep becomes more powerful. Every time he takes something from a person, like their eyes or tongue, he grows stronger. His body heals. He starts to look like a real man again. But inside, he is still a monster. He uses his dark magic to call people in the city. The people look into his eyes and then they follow him. Their eyes turn dark, and they walk like sleepwalkers. Now Imhotep has an army. Imhotep finds Evelyn and takes her away. He wants to use Evelyn in a dark ritual. The ritual will kill her, but it will also bring Anaxinamen back to life. Evelyn is trapped. She cannot escape on her own. Rick is very worried. He wants to save Evelyn. Jonathan wants to help too, and so does Ardeth Bey. The 3 men plan a rescue. They ride fast across the desert to find Evelyn, but they do not stop. They know that if they are too late, Evelyn will die. Imhotep has already started the ritual. The sun is rising. They are running out of time. As they ride, Jonathan remembers something. He once saw a drawing of another book, the Book of Amun-Ra. This book is golden and full of light. It is the opposite of the Black Book. Evelyn told him that the golden book can kill the mummy, so now they have a new goal. They must find and read this golden book, and they must do it before it's too late. Scene 8. Back to Hamunaptra. Rick, Jonathan, and Ardeth Bey ride fast across the desert and return to the lost city of Hamunaptra. The city is still full of secrets, old tombs, and a hallway full of gold and treasures. But they are running out of time. Evelyn is about to die. They go deep into the underground tunnels. It is dark and cold. Strange sounds come from the walls. Mummy guards are waking up. These are not people. They are walking dead. They try to stop Rick and his friends. The group fights the mummy guards with fire and swords. It is not easy, but they keep moving. Jonathan finally finds a golden box. Inside is the Book of Amun-Ra. The book shines in the dark. It is beautiful. Evelyn once said this book is the only way to kill Imhotep, but they cannot open it. It needs a special key. Jonathan remembers that Evelyn has the key. She is with Imhotep in another room. He runs to her. Imhotep is starting the ritual. He says strange words. The sky becomes dark. The wind grows louder. The sand rises and spins like a storm. Everything is shaking. Evelyn is tied up. She sees Jonathan and calls for help. Rick arrives just in time. He fights more mummy guards. Evelyn gets the key to Jonathan. He opens the book. Now Evelyn must read the right words. She speaks slowly. The words are in ancient Egyptian. Jonathan helps her. Together they read from the book. Something begins to happen. The magic is working. Imhotep becomes scared. He knows they are using the golden book. If they finish reading, he will lose all his powers. Scene 9, the final fight. The last battle begins inside the dark tomb. Imhotep is ready to finish the ritual. He wants to kill Evelyn and bring back Anaxunamun, but Rick is there and he will not let that happen. He picks up a sword and fights Imhotep. It is a hard fight. Imhotep is strong and fast, but Rick is brave. He blocks the mummy's attacks and fights back. At the same time, Evelyn reads from the Book of Amun-Ra. The words are magic. They take away Imhotep's powers. Jonathan helps by holding the book and pointing to the right lines. Evelyn speaks clearly. She says the last words of the spell. A bright light fills the tomb. Imhotep screams. His powers are gone. Now he is no longer a god. He is just a man. Rick sees the chance and runs forward. He uses his sword to push Imhotep into a dark hole. Imhotep falls down and disappears. The curse is broken. The tomb starts to fall apart. Rocks fall from the ceiling. The walls crack. Everyone runs. They try to find the way out. Evelyn almost falls, but Rick grabs her hand. Jonathan runs behind them. Finally, they reach the top and see the sun. The whole tomb breaks and falls under the sand. The treasure is gone, but they are all alive. They saved the world. Scene 10. A new beginning. The heroes leave Hamunaptra behind. The sun rises over the desert. The sky is blue again. The wind is calm. It is a peaceful morning. Rick, Evelyn, Jonathan, and Ardeth Bey ride their camels away from the lost city. They are tired but happy. Rick looks at Evelyn and smiles. He is no longer just a fighter. He has fallen in love. Evelyn smiles back. She is happy too. She has learned so much, and she knows she will remember this adventure forever. Rick, Evelyn, and Jonathan continue their journey. They do not know where they will go next, but they are ready for anything. Their story ends with hope. They stopped the mummy, they saved the world, and they found something even better than treasure. Friendship and love.
You will hear a short talk about Egyptian gods. This is section 4 of the IELTS listening test. Now turn to questions 27 to 30. You will see a list of 4 gods. Match each god with the correct idea from the list of options A to E. There is one extra option you do not need to use. You will hear the recording only once. Now listen carefully and answer questions 27 to 30. The gods of ancient Egypt. Ancient Egyptians believed in many gods and goddesses. These gods were a big part of daily life and were connected to nature. The sky, the sun, the moon, and even death. The most important god was Ra, the sun god. He was seen as the king of all gods. Every day, people believed Ra rode a boat across the sky, bringing light to the world. At night, he went through the underworld to fight darkness. Another powerful god was Osiris. He was the god of the afterlife. Egyptians believed that after people died, Osiris would decide if they could go to the next life. He was a kind god and was usually shown with green skin, a sign of new life. Osiris had a wife named Isis. She was one of the most loved goddesses. Isis was known for her magic. People believed she could heal the sick and protect families. She was also the mother of Horus. Horus, the son of Isis and Osiris, was a sky god. He had the head of a falcon and was linked to the kings of Egypt. Pharaohs were believed to be the living form of Horus on earth. That is why many temples and statues show the falcon symbol. There were many other gods too. Anubis, the god of mummification, had a jackal's head and protected tombs. Thoth, with the head of an ibis, was the god of writing and wisdom. Each god had a role, and people prayed to different gods for different reasons. If they wanted health, they asked Isis. If they wanted safety in the afterlife, they prayed to Osiris. If they wanted protection, they looked to Horus. And if they wanted the sun to shine, they thanked Ra.